I'm staying out of it.
It was just like you said.
Tell me that isn't true.
It can't go on like this forever.
No idea. You tell me.
Didn't get that.
Farum the fisherman has problems with the militia. The boys are constantly stealing from him.
And what do I have to do with it?
You have a certain amount of influence up here with the paladins. Farum needs your protection. He's willing to give you a part of his catch for it.
I see what you mean. Fish. As if I didn't have enough crap to deal with. Tell your pal he should come to me and tell me exactly what's up with the militia. I'll take care of it.
I'm in enough trouble as
And there's more, believe me.
it is. His deeds were just.
Tell me that isn't true.
Some don't even know how wicked they
What do you want here? Go!
Out!
You have no business being here. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
really don't say you didn't know that.
It had to happen sooner.
I'm not touching that.
I know how to resolve your trouble with the militia.
And how would that be?
Martin, the provisions master of the Paladins, wants to hear your story about the militia and the fish.
And you think he can make the militia leave me alone?
At least, that's what he said.
Great, thank you. I cannot give you much, but wait. I found this strange blue stone on one of the islands off the coast of Corinus. I don't think it's worth a whole lot, but someone like you will certainly find a use for it.
So, how are the fish biting?
I've seen better times. Too little to live on, too much to die.
It can't go on like this forever.
You don't have to tell me
that.
That'll only cause more trouble.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Hey, you! About those missing people.
I don't believe that. That's terrible. Someone's got to do the work. He simply talks too much. These are bad times. That's not what my husband thinks. too. Someone's gonna do the work. But that's terrible. But that's terrible. Who
Hey,
says things
you!
like that?
Can you teach me something?
I would
Sure.
myself.
I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
I don't believe that. That's not what my husband thinks. That's
Teach
not
me
what I
something.
heard. Really? How interesting. Now that's typical, isn't it? That's what I've always said. Who says
Come back
things like
once you
that?
have more experience.
Who says
Good.
things like that?
Your strength has increased.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
That's
He did
nothing
shit.
new.
It was just like you said.
That's not what I heard.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
And he works all day. You don't say. And it's gonna get even worse.
Get out of here sooner.
And he works all day too. Take care of everything for everybody. And he works all day too. That's an open secret.
Ah, finally. I've been waiting for you, stranger.
Who are you?
I'm called Attila, but is my name important? Our names are meaningless. You should know that best, stranger.
These are bad times.
What's this farce about?
You shouldn't die ignorant at the end of your journey. Consider it a final show of respect to the condemned.
That's an open secret.
Why do you want to kill me?
You sold Rengaru to the city. My employer.
Let me at least draw my weapon.
Good. Then prepare for your last battle.
I hadn't seen it.
That's from my opinion.
These are bad times. That's an open secret. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Don't tell this to anyone.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
I know nothing about picking locks.
Take care of everything for everybody. Someone's gonna do the work. And he works all day too.
No idea. You tell me.
His deeds were just.
I'll never get this open without the right key. I'll never get this open without the right key.
I already thought as much.
I'm staying up.
Hey, you! What are you cooking there?
Oh, fish soup. It's not all that tasty, but at least it's hot. You can try a plateful, if you like.
Could you cook me some soup?
I cook for everybody. For you too, if you want. All you need to do is bring me a fish.
Could you cook me?
Nothing could be simpler. Here, have a plate.
Could you cook me some soup?
No, not today. Come back tomorrow.
What can you tell me about the city?
Most citizens in this town are afraid of thieves. Therefore, it's not a good idea to enter strange houses. But if you're looking for a place to stay overnight, you're welcome to sleep in my hut. There's an extra bed that you can have.
Aren't you afraid of thieves?
The only valuable thing that I ever owned has already been taken. Oh, someone stole my statue of Enos.
That's terrible. Really, how interesting.
I know nothing about picking locks.
I won't tell her from now on.
Ah, you've come just in time. I'm in need of an assistant for a magic experiment. I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all about.
I have developed a new spell, a spell of oblivion. I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed, even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
All right, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig. Once you're done, come back and tell me how it went.
I know nothing about picking locks.
Filthy thief, just you wait.
Just you wait, you some bitch. Never pick a fight with me again. Can't take care of everything for everybody.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I'm no better off myself. It was just like you said. That was obvious all along.
What can I do for you?
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double-hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
Will it ever change?
All right, give me the armor.
You'll love it.
Got my own opinion about that.
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards had come to this city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
The paladins seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
That's a whole damn lot.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my gold. Greta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
Will it ever change?
where can I find this Greta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
Why don't you take me on as an apprentice?
I would, but the other masters wouldn't agree. I just recently took on another apprentice.
It's a bad business.
Show me your wares.
That was quite obvious. That's been known a long time.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
That was quite obvious.
That was obvious all along.
Why get so worked up?
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
He listened to the wrong people.
Don't say you didn't know that.
He doesn't see that. He can't help it.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm not touching that.
Will it ever change?
I've heard a thing or two.
I agree with you completely.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That doesn't surprise me.
But he knew that all along.
Put down, you'll regret this.
It's a bad business. I agree with you completely. That's been known a long time. Will it ever change?
I know nothing about picking locks.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Show me your wares.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. It's just like you said. It's a bad business. Nobody ever asks for my opinion. That doesn't surprise me.
I used the spell scroll.
Fine, fine. And were you successful?
Yes, it worked.
Excellent. One small success for science, but a big one for me. Now, I can use my time to instruct you in the arts of alchemy. I could also give you some useful things if you want.
Show me your wares. Instruct me in the art of alchemy.
To prepare a potion at the alchemist's bench, you need a laboratory flask. And you're going to need different plants or other ingredients for each potion.
Hey,
Everybody knows my mom.
could you cook me some soup?
Bring me a fish.
Could you cook me?
Bring me a fish.
Better shut up. He said he talks too much.
That's not what I.
That's what I've always said.
That will never change.
Everybody knows by now. Everybody knows by now.
Nothing's ever going to change that. That was no. I knew that would be a problem.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Nobody ever
own
asked.
eyes.
But that's terrible.
And he works all day too.
These are bad times.
That bastard tried to kill me.
Hey, how could that be my fault? All I did was pass on some information. If anyone is determined to step on your toes, I guess he'll have his reasons.
Someone's got to do the work.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's what I've always said.
If I hadn't seen it with my own
It can't
eyes.
go on like this forever.
And he works all
It
day
can't
too.
go on like this forever. That was no big deal. Got my own opinion.
You don't say.
Everybody knows by now. Who says things like that?
It works all right, too.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
He simply talks too much.
Really, how interesting. That's not what I heard. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Bad times.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
hardly know who to believe these days.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's really not my problem.
Don't say you didn't know that.
You listen to the wrong people.
We can only wait and see.
He never would have thought of that himself.
That's what I've always said.
But that's terrible.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I won't tell her a thing. What do you want here? Go!
See? That wasn't so hard.
That's not what my husband thinks.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Someone's got to be.
Smart kid.
Hey,
Tell her a thing.
Really? How interesting.
Tell me that isn't true.
Who says things like that?
That's not what my husband thinks. Now that's
That's
typical,
not what
isn't
I
it?
heard.
It had to happen sooner or later.
That's what I've always said.
what can you tell me about this area?
Believe that.
You are now in the Harbor District. Where do you want to go?
And there's more, believe me.
I can't take care
I
of it.
won't tell her a thing from now on. She simply talks too
That's not
much.
what I
He
heard.
thinks it's as easy as that.
I won't tell
Thank-
her a thing from now on.
He simply talks too much.
Who says things like that?
No idea. You tell me.
Believe that.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I won't tell her a thing.
Do you
from
really
now
think?
on. That's terrible.
So what was your business in there, huh?
If I hadn't seen it with my eyes. Don't tell this to anyone. That's terrible.
These are bad times. But that's terrible.
These are bad times. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's not what my husband thinks.
But that's terrible.
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
I'll never get this open without the right key. I'll never get this open without the right key. I know nothing about picking locks.
I knew that would be a problem.
It's really not my problem.
Never asked for my opinion.
It's really not my problem.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
One thing at a time. First fulfill your part of the deal and bring me the gold.
Can't go on like this forever.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrod the smith, Bospa the bowmaker, Thorben the carpenter, or Constantino the alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here in Corinus.
Not touching that.
How do I get the approval of the other masters?
You just have to convince them. Go and talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave yourself.
Already thought as much.
Help me sign on as...
One thing at a time. First fulfill...
Thing new.
That all along.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Hey,
Do you really believe that?
I need some money, and I'm looking for work.
I've heard that Bosper has trouble with his suppliers. His shop is right over there. They say he pays pretty well.
Show me your wares.
Bad business.
I already thought as much.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
But he knew that all along.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I've heard that someone stole from you.
Who told you that? Probably Bartok, huh?
No,
Didn't he have anything better to tell you? Oh, well. Let me tell you, if I get hold of this bastard, he can say his prayers. I left the shop for only a moment. When I came back, I could only just see him leave, with my bow on his shoulder. I called the guards right away, but the lowlife ran towards the harbor, and they lost him there. I lit a bonfire under their asses then, and they searched the entire harbor district, but they didn't find a thing. Those bumbling lackeys. I bet my bow is still in town somewhere. I informed the guards on both city gates, and they haven't seen anyone leave with my bow. When I get my hands on that bastard...
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That's really not
I'm
my
looking for
problem.
work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I'm no better off myself.
why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
I never knew that.
Where did you pick that up?
Show me your wares.
That's been known a long time.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
You listen to the wrong people.
I don't like it so worked up.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
But he knew that
I want
all
to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
That's the first I've heard of it.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Come back once you have more experience.
That doesn't surprise me.
That was quite obvious.
But no,
I'm not touching that.
Has anything
Oh, well.
is it really true?
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
I never knew that.
I've come about Gritta.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Mateo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Greta should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see. What do you know about the Paladins?
Not much. They arrived by ship 2 weeks ago from the mainland. Since then, they have withdrawn to the upper end of town. Nobody here really knows exactly why they have come. Many are afraid of an attack by the orcs. I suppose, however, that they are here to quell the farmers' rebellion.
Do you know anything about the Peasants' Rebellion?
Rumor has it that Onar, the landowner, has hired mercenaries to keep the king's troops from breathing down his neck. He was probably tired of having to throw his harvest along with his livestock at paladins and militia. All we notice of this in town is that the food prices keep rising. Onar's farm lies far to the east of here. We wouldn't know if there's any fighting going on there. And if you want to know more, ask the merchants in the marketplace. They get around the island more than I do.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break. And there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only come to town to empty the chests of honest people. I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm convinced that you're an honest fellow.
That's really not my problem.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvridge. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Where is Elvridge now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
How long has it been?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work. But I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so?
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only... I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm convinced that...
Can you sell me some lockpicks?
Well, all right, but they won't be of any use to you as long as you don't know how they work.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Someone's got to do the work.
Now it's typical, isn't it? And it's gonna get even worse.
You don't say. Who says things like that?
The things I could tell you.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
I couldn't care less.
Really? How interesting.
You don't have to tell me that.
Hey, what's...
Man, I'm big.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
It's gonna get even.
I couldn't care less.
Really? How interesting.
What are you standing around for out this hot?
They had better shut up.
Go away, don't tell me that.
I don't say.
That's no secret.
Hey,
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Greta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorabin.
As well as animals, wolves as well as sheep.
Mateo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Beliar spoke to it, and the beast became.
Such a good man he was. Handsome, hardworking, a gentleman of the old school. We had it all. Wealth, happiness. Sometimes we were even invited to high society events. The festivities, all the beautiful clothes and hairdos, the fine dining and civilized conversations. Everything was better back then. No one would have dared to humiliate the heart of a poor widow with such ridiculous claims. Whatever shall I do? My pension is barely enough to make ends meet, and times are getting even rougher. One sees it everywhere. People must scrimp and save. It's been weeks since the last ship came to town. My husband was the captain of a merchant ship. Actually, he even owned the ship. From his long journeys, he always brought me presents. Exquisite fabrics from the mainland, precious spices from the southern countries. Most people haven't even heard of these things. But then, one day, I got the tidings that the Greta had sunk. That was the name of the ship. My husband called it that out of love for me. I wept and prayed that my husband had survived the disaster. Every day I hoped to hear from him, but all my longing was in vain. May Innes have mercy on his soul. May he rest in peace. Since that time, I have been living under these modest circumstances, and now this soulless, callous Mateo is after the last bit of my life savings. Please have mercy on a poor woman. Back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband. Such a good man he was. Repeat from is repeat from is such a good man.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Ananas feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you, uncouth lout! All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house? What else do you want? You've got my gold. Go away.
Did so.
surprises me anymore.
But the light was a torment for Belly.
He thought as much.
It was created, was destroyed by Belly.
It's really not my problem.
I've heard a thing or two. We can only wait and see.
That's terrible.
Your niece had 100 gold pieces.
What? The brazen little serpent. That was my gold. She took it from my chest. Give it back to me. I have to pay off Lamar first. Mateo can get his money later.
Who says things like that?
Here's your gold.
Thanks. Now I have at least part of the money I owe Lamar. I can't believe she had the audacity to take my gold.
Honestly, I wouldn't do myself.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
You have brought me the 100 gold pieces. That is very decent of you. I am almost embarrassed, but I must ask even more of you. If I cannot pay back my debt to Lamar soon, he's going to send his thugs after me. Give me another 100 gold pieces, and I shall instruct you.
That's not what the answer is.
Maybe later.
You can't keep anything to yourself.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet. Only the bandits outside the city are causing us problems.
Really didn't deserve that.
Hey,
New in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Harrod's apprentice.
what's it like to be the smith's apprentice?
Why do you ask? You want to be my successor?
Maybe.
Why not? I'm almost done with my apprenticeship, and then I'm gonna leave the city. But not because of Harrod. He is a good master. I've learned a lot from him.
That was obvious all along.
Why do you want to leave this town?
Because the people here are getting on my nerves above all the other masters. I still remember what a fuss it was getting accepted as an apprentice with Harrod. Really, every one of them jokers had something to say about it. I want to decide for myself who I can or can't take as an apprentice.
Who are the other masters?
Well, there's Thorpen the carpenter, Bosper the bowmaker, Constantino the alchemist, and Mateo. He sells armor, but first of all, he's a merchant. All the masters have their houses here on the street, and Constantino's shop is in the underpass to the temple.
Tell me more about Master Harrod.
He's not in a very good mood right now. A few days ago, the paladins came and ordered him to forge some swords for them. They've even forbidden him to sell swords to anyone else. Now he slaves day and night to finish the job as quickly as possible.
Can I buy weapons from you?
Not really, I'm merely an assistant. The weapons that are made in this smithy are collected by the militia and taken to the towers where they're stored. But if it has anything to do with forging, maybe I can help you.
What can I get from you?
I can sell you some steel billets.
Wait a minute. Do you sell weapons too?
Forget it. Everything I make goes to the paladins or the militia. I have a commission for 100 swords from Lord Hagen. He wants to equip the city guard.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Let's talk again about that orc thing.
What?
Your orc is as good as dead.
Good. Then stop wasting your breath and let your deeds speak for themselves.
When can I start as your apprentice?
Not before you've proven to me that you're good for something.
Hey, you! What interesting things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you, need money, by the way?
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Do you work for Lamar?
Smart kid.
Actually, I was on my way to the upper quarter.
Yeah, right. And I was about to board a ship and have it take me to the king for an audience. People like you and me haven't been allowed in the upper quarter since the paladins came.
Are you a citizen of this town?
If you mean do I live here, yeah. But still they won't let me into the upper quarter. Only the tops can get in there, or the merchants and craftsmen from the lower end of town. The people from the harbor district don't carry much weight in Corinth. There isn't even a regular militia patrol down here.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There've been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
Has anything...
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure. How much would you like? I charge 20%.
Really, how interesting.
1,000 gold coins.
You got a couple of screws loose or something? I'll give you 100. And don't forget, I want it back tomorrow.
You should really have known better.
Do you always throw your money at people like that?
Don't worry, you'll be back. Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you. It's that simple. You've got such a distinctive mug that it wouldn't take long for me to find you. So don't even think about playing around with me.
Hey!
Do you really think?
Show me.
Insisted he knew better.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Is it really true?
Hey!
He had better shut and he works all day too. If I hadn't seen it,
Same old thing all over again.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I couldn't care less.
Someone's got
Give him what for? Whack him. Not bad.
Don't you ever dare attack me again.
Interesting.
I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less.
You'll regret this.
Now that's typical, isn't
Give
it?
him what for? Not
Same
bad.
old thing all over.
Don't you ever dare attack.
I couldn't care less.
These are big.
You'll regret this.
Give him what for? Not bad.
I couldn't care less.
You'll regret.
Let him have it.
Stop it, right now!
Give him what for?
There's to be
bad.
no fighting here, and don't... I couldn't care less.
You'll regret this.
Stop it, right now! There's to be no fighting here. I couldn't care less.
You'll regret this.
Stop it, right now!
Give him what for?
There's to be no fighting here. I couldn't care less.
You'll regret.
That's not what I heard.
Let him have it.
Stop it, right now! There's to be no fighting
Don't you ever
here,
dare
and don't
attack.
I couldn't care less.
him what for?
Now,
Bad.
I couldn't care less.
These are bad times.
Stop it, right now!
Give him what for? Let him have it. Let him have it. Not bad.
Don't try that again.
Wait a minute.
All right, you win. What do you want?
Alarm!
That's totally obvious. I'm not telling you anything new. Let's wait and see what happens. Will it ever change? As if I didn't have enough problems. I'm no better off myself. You don't have to ask me that. It's a bad business. That's nothing. He never would have thought of that himself. You don't have to ask me that. It's really not my problem. There've been all kinds of rumors. It's not what I heard. It's exactly what I said. It's not what I heard. It's exactly what I said. Will it ever change? You should have known that. I agree with you completely. That's nothing new. Don't tell me you didn't know that. Nothing's ever going to change that. You hardly know who to believe these days. That's exactly what I said. He never would have thought of that himself. That'll only cause more trouble. But no, he insisted he knew better. He should have known better. He listened to the wrong people. I wouldn't have done it. Is it really true? I could have told you that before. I'd have gone about it differently. There've been all kinds of rumors. You hardly know who to believe these days. Nothing's ever going to change that. Nothing surprises me anymore. I wouldn't have done that. I agree with you completely. That'll only cause more trouble. He doesn't see that. I can't help it. Those are all just rumors. That doesn't surprise me. That's exactly what I said. That's all just gossip. That's nothing. Will it ever change? Why haven't I heard about this before? Do you really believe that? Anything possible. You have to feel sorry. knew that.
Let's wait and see what happens.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
He should have known this.
It's a bad business.
Better watch out.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
You don't have to ask me.
Might have gone about it differently.
That's exactly what I said.
That's all just gossip.
I don't want to hear it.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Some problem solved himself.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it. He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
Let's wait and see what happens.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a bad business.
As if I didn't have enough.
There's nothing you can do about it.
As if I didn't have enough.
That was obvious all along.
I have to feel sorry.
Hey, you! About the... Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk. Vatras would have my...
You know your way about the harbor, don't you?
Sure thing. Why?
What kind of rumors are floating about?
Around here, we don't like people who ask.
Why don't I...
Tell me that isn't true.
I've got Lamar's ledger right here.
Where did you get that?
That shouldn't interest you so much as the fact that your name is in it.
Give it to me.
What will you give me then?
I have no money to spare and can give you nothing but my heartfelt gratitude.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
If it weren't for you, I'd be paying Lamar for the rest of my life. I shall teach you what you want to know.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame Adanos. And thus spake Adanos to his brothers.
What do you want here? Go. What do you want here? Go.
Get out of here! Yeah,
See?
get out!
That wasn't so hard.
I have a... I'll never get this open without the right key.
And the human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
just gossip.
That's the first I've heard of it.
You listen to the wrong people.
Hey!
What led you into this poor area? What are you looking for here?
I'm just looking around a bit.
Huh? Then you better not be caught looking around. It would seem that we have a few thieves in the city who would steal stuff from the rich people. The city guard recently turned the harbor district upside down, but they didn't find anything.
What do you know about the thieves?
Nothing. But all the citizens are scared and have become distrustful, particularly towards strangers. Don't get caught in strange houses. No one takes kindly to that. Yeah, you gotta protect yourself against thieves. A sturdy cudgel works best.
Can you teach me anything?
I'm forging a few fittings and nails and repairing iron pots. But I don't know enough about forging weapons to be able to instruct you. If you want to learn that, go see Harrod. He sure knows how to forge weapons. But if you want to train your muscles a bit, well, I can help you with that.
How much do you charge for the training?
50 gold pieces, and I'll help you to become stronger.
Hey, you! I want to train with you.
Good. We can get started as soon as you are ready.
I want to become stronger.
Really, how interesting.
Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you like.
And how's business going?
Ah, don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free beer at the Gallows Square. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the upper quarter.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand the sight of him. But I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it. They couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah, they prefer to get plastered on free beer.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all that's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this fella that he used to bump into every day, and suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's all nonsense. Corinthus is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits or eaten by wild animals. Yeah, it's that simple.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody. Whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end. And then early in the morning, he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
What do I have to do to get into the upper quarter?
Well, you need to be a citizen of the town. Go find some work, preferably with a craftsman in the lower part of town. That'd make you a citizen. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk to Lord Andre at the barracks. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard. They can go into the upper quarter, too.
Show me your wares.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame Adanos. And thus spake Adanos to his brothers, "Never again shall you walk upon my land, for it is sacred, and so shall it be." But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adanos, and the wrath of the gods was with them. The human slew the beast, and it entered.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm in need of healing.
Why? Are you injured?
Not really.
Get lost then, or you may well suffer an injury.
Can I sell you some herbs?
If you have any to offer.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects. You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
Show me your wares.
In order to reconcile their dispute, and he did not succeed. But there, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Enos and Meliar had no power. And in this place, order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created. And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep, and last of all arose the human. And Adanos was pleased with what had
I don't believe that.
Hey!
These are bad times.
Really, how interesting.
Bosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Bosper had one of his bows stolen recently in broad daylight.
And he works
Some guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Everybody knows by now. Go away, don't tell me that.
Really? How interesting.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Don't tell this to anyone.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You don't say.
Someone's gonna do the work.
He can't keep anything to himself.
And he works all day, too.
And he works all day, too.
Another one of those things. Another one of those things. All right, so much for you, filthy beast.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there.
surprises me anymore.
I've got my own opinion about that.
That doesn't surprise me.
It can't go on like this forever.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's really not my problem.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Tells what Beliar had done.
But no,
If he
he
also
insisted he knew
bestrode
better.
the land.
He didn't get that from me.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That was quite obvious.
Is it really true?
That's not what I heard. If I hadn't seen it with my That's what I've always said.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Someone's
own
gotta do
eyes.
I won't tell her a thing. Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
And he works all day, too. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Who says things like that?
Come here, you filthy beast. Another one of these things. One less monster around. Another one of those things.
One less monster around.
Come here, you filthy beast. Another one of those things. One less monster around.
nothing about picking locks. I'll never get this open without the right key.
No time for things like that.
Is it really true?
It had to happen sooner or later.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
Who are you anyway?
That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
What do you want from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
That's been known a long time.
You're talking about Diego.
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I'll probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
No secret.
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Gold?
That's not what I heard.
We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it?
Staying out of it.
Drink your way through it in the tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
I couldn't get away with that.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
You don't have to tell me that.
That's been known a long time.
Provisions? You're in a tavern.
The stupid barman won't hand anything over unless you pay him
Nobody
for
will
it.
learn anything from me.
Weapons?
No
The
one
mercenaries
really
have
wants to hear
weapons.
Ah, interesting. I heard that the fat farmer Onar had hired the boys.
Same old thing
Not too
all
bad
over
for a
again.
landlubber. Not a bad idea, but I really should pay them a visit.
That will never change.
Here's 10 gold coins.
You poor sucker. You can keep your dough. I have a better
You don't
idea.
have to tell me that.
There's a cave not far from here. I've been around here before, and I buried my stuff in a few places. The cave is too dangerous for me alone. I want you to help me with it.
Do you really believe that?
Let's visit the cave.
Come
Been
with
there,
me.
done that.
Will it ever change?
That isn't true.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Been there, done that.
I agree with you completely.
I'll never get this open without the right key. I'll never get this open without the right key.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I couldn't get away with that.
That's been known a long time.
I couldn't get away with that.
Do you really believe that?
No idea. You tell me. I've got no time for things like that.
That's not what I heard.
Nobody wants to know. That's no secret.
There's another look. One less monster around.
I used to say that myself.
One less monster around. All right, friend. Here's the cave. And here's a pick for you. I buried the stuff somewhere in there. X marks the spot. What are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
What about you then?
Someone has to guard our backs. And now, in you go.
Nothing there. Nothing to be had there.
One less monster around.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I think I've found something.
What took you so long? Found anything yet?
Yes, I dug up a small bag of gold.
Give it here.
Here you are.
Great, so they're still there. You're not all that useless after all. Okay, listen. I've buried even more, and I want you to get it for me. Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the 2 waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are 2 more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end. I'll wait for you at the crossroads by the landowner's fields. Don't fail me, you'll regret that, Buster.
One less monster around. One less monster around.
Nothing there. Wait a minute. Where exactly did you bury your stuff again?
Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the 2 waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are 2 more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end.
One more thing.
First, get me the stuff I buried, then we can talk.
One less monster around.
was obvious all along.
Been there, done that.
Who are you?
I'm Orlan, the keeper of this here modest tavern.
No idea. You tell
What are you
me.
looking for, stranger? Maybe a decent sword or a good piece of armor? A good swig from the country stills or just some information? I can give you all that and more if your coins ring.
I've got no time for things like that.
I never knew that.
Do you know that fellow with the eye patch?
You don't have to tell me that.
I've seen him here before. Nasty piece of work. Back then, he moved into one of my upstairs rooms.
I used to say that
along with a huge crate. He had to be constantly nagged about paying the rent for his room. And even then, he took his own sweet time about it. Then, one day, he vanished, just like that, along with the crate. I don't want anything to do with the likes of him.
What kind of armor can you offer me?
I have here a very nice piece that is sure to please you.
It's a bad business.
No idea. You tell me.
I'll think about it.
As you like, but don't wait too long.
I'm staying out of it.
Do you really believe that?
Things I could tell you.
Do you really believe that?
How much do you charge for a room?
Give me 50 gold coins for a week, and you can choose a room.
Never would have thought of that himself.
Damned expensive.
Then you'll have to look elsewhere, my friend.
I'd have gone about it differently.
How's it going with your tavern?
Times have been better, you know. People's purses aren't as open as they used to be.
You don't have to tell me that.
Show me your wares.
If you can pay.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Things I could tell you.
You listened to the wrong people.
Nobody wants to know.
I never knew that.
Nobody wants to know.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Been there, done that.
That's really not my problem.
No idea. You tell me.
That's really not my problem.
Nobody wants to know.
Do you really believe that?
Nobody wants to know.
That was obvious all along.
Show me your wares.
If you can pay.
No idea. You tell me.
You listened to the wrong people.
I couldn't get away with that.
That doesn't surprise me.
Same old thing all over again.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm staying out of it.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Tell me that isn't true.
I never knew that.
I've got no time for things like that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That will never change.
I agree with you completely.
He really should have known better. That will never change.
You're in for it now. Stop right there, you lowlife! You're in for it now. So much for you, lowlife! You're in for it now.
To pieces. You deserve that, lowlife. I'm gonna rip you to pieces. You deserve that, lowlife. I'm gonna rip you to pieces. Deserve that, lowlife. You deserve that, lowlife.
So much for you, lowlife. Stop right there, you lowlife!
Rip you to pieces. I'm gonna rip you to pieces. Deserve that. I'm gonna rip you to pieces. You deserve that, lowlife! Rip you to pieces. You deserve that, lowlife! I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
I know nothing about picking locks. I know nothing about picking locks.
All right, so much for you, filthy beast.
Falling down drunk. He really should have known better.
Can't go on like this forever.
Those cutthroats are threatening my husband. We are citizens of the town, loyal to the king, and the mercenaries are planning to rob us. Now don't you just stand there, do something. Help us.
Same old thing all over again.
Is there a problem?
No, everything's fine. It would be better if you left now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, everything's fine. I can't talk to you now.
Everything all right?
As soon as anyone says anything wrong around here, the dance starts. So watch your step or there'll be a slaughter.
Will you join the fight?
I'm not just gonna stand here when the ruckus starts, but I'm not gonna push it either.
What I said. Whatever it is that brought you here, you had better forget it and hit the road.
Hey, Yoko, have you lost your way? Go back to your field and pull up a few turnips.
Falling down drunk.
He really should have known better. I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
You deserve that, lowlife.
Nobody ever asks me. He should have known better.
That was no. I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
So much for you, lowlife.
Thank Innes. I thought my time had run out. My name is Akil. I've farmed this humble piece of land.
Who were those people?
Those were mercenaries from Onar's farm. Those bastards don't know anything but plunder and murder. I'd been fearing the worst. Well, thank Innes it didn't come to that. Tell me, what can I do for you?
What about a few gold pieces?
I'm afraid to disappoint you. We're poor farmers. It's just enough to live on. All I can offer you is a meal. Go to Katie and let her take care of you.
Have you heard anything about missing citizens?
Don't make me laugh. Heard of them? Some of my own people are missing. Tonak and Telbor used to work on my fields until 3 days ago. And I know exactly that they wouldn't up and leave the farm just like that. And yet they've simply vanished and no one can tell me where they went. If you happen to find out what's become of them, be sure to let me know, will you?
What did the mercenaries want from you?
You don't know that? Onar, the landowner, hired them. They guard his farm and collect the rent for him. And that means they go from farm to farm and take whatever they want. And whoever can't pay gets a taste of their steel.
You know your way around this area.
Sure. What do you want to know?
What is there in the woods behind your farm?
There's just a whole bunch of monsters back there. And the wolves are the least dangerous.
A few bandits are also said to have their caves there. Well, they've left my farm alone so far.
Where can I find Onar's farm?
Just go back down the stone steps and follow the road to the east. At some point, you come to a tavern. From there, you go farther east until you come to the big fields. That's where the mercenaries hang out.
What is that tavern to the east of here?
Ask Randolph. He knows more about it than I do. He's been there a few times.
I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
Everything all right?
Yes, I'm fine. That Alvarez has become bolder and bolder lately. Good thing that's over now. What I could use now is a good drop in the tavern.
You're not from around here, right?
I come from the Southern Isles. At some point they said they needed people in Corinus because of that magic ore. But when I got there, they had this huge barrier in place, and I didn't want to go in there, so I started working in the harbor. Well, the ships stopped coming in, and so I went to work for Akil. I've had worse jobs, actually.
You hang out in the tavern?
That's right, but not recently. I cannot afford going there anymore.
What exactly is going on there in the tavern?
There's gambling there. Two fellows compete against each other. Whoever can hold the most beer wins. In the end, I did nothing but lose, and now I need to make some more money first.
Who did you go up against?
Against Rukar, that old good-for-nothing. So far, he's beaten me every time. But somehow I have the creeping suspicion that the filthy swine has laced my beer with gin every time. I suspect he keeps the gin hidden in that damn chest of his, that lousy scumbag. Somebody ought to sneak some plain water into his chest. Then he can lace my beer all he wants. If I only had enough money to compete against him one more time.
I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more.
Hey, you! Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Why don't you defend yourself against Onar's tyranny?
For us farmers near the city, it makes more sense to stay on the good side of the city militia than to rely on Onar's mercenaries. On the other hand, there's Bengar and Sekub who would rather give up their farms than work for the king.
Where do I find the farms of Bengar and Sekub?
They're not far from the farm where the landowner lives. Go east from here and you'll find them.
Haven't you ever considered moving away from here?
It's not easy to get away from this part of the country. All the land is walled in by a high, insurmountable chain of mountains. The only two ways out of here are the pass to the Valley of Mines and the harbor. Since we cannot afford passage on a ship, and the Valley of Mines is a place of no return, we're going to have to stay here.
What do you know about the pass?
I've never been there myself, but it must be somewhere near Bengar's farm on the high pastures.
Look out for your husband.
I shall do my best.
Hey! Akil says you've got a meal for me.
We've hit some hard times ever since the barrier fell and the land is no longer safe. Here's a loaf of bread, a little meat, and some water. That's all I can spare, I'm afraid.
Look out for your husband.
I shall do my best.
Hey, you! Who are you?
My name is Enem. I'm one of the field hands, and the half-pint over there is my brother Egil. We've been working here on the farm for Akil for several years.
How's the field work going?
Do you want to help? There's another hoe back there. Grab it and then head for the field. You just have to make sure that the field raiders don't surprise you. They'll tear your arm right off with one bite.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
I've killed more of them than I can count. The only problem is they keep coming back.
Hey, you! What's up?
It's been a long time since we've seen a stranger on our land who didn't want to skin us. I hope I'm not wrong about you. I'm Egil, and the strange bird over there is my brother Enem.
How's the field work going?
Great, if those miserable field raiders weren't constantly destroying our harvest.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
You're joking. Since I've been on this farm, I've killed so many of the beasts that I've lost count. But alas, new ones keep coming.
Your brother tells a similar story.
Ah, what exactly does he say?
That he has also done away with plenty of field raiders.
What? That loser can't even find his way home by himself. Tell him he shouldn't brag like that.
Hey, you! Your brother thinks you're a braggart.
What? He's actually got the nerve to say that? He'd better watch out or I'll teach him a lesson. Go and tell him that.
Hey, you! Enem is a bit irritated about this thing.
He shouldn't puff himself up so much, else I'll tear his head off. Tell him that.
Hey, you! I think the two of you should just relax.
The bastard didn't give in, am I right? I'll tear out his guts. Tell him that.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
I'll do that.
Thanks for the gold, you hero. Wait a minute. Haven't you done enough damage? I think you should go now.
Nothing there.
Oh, my head.
Wait a minute.
Do you want to cause even more trouble? I think it would be better if you left now.
Hey, you! I've gotta go.
So
Do you want to...
I'll never get this open without the right key. I know nothing about picking locks. What's the matter?
What's the matter? Just look at that mess under the bridge over there. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. Those swine should be exterminated, I tell you.
What happened?
I was traveling with my helpers when those horrible brutes came jumping on my cart out of the blue and butchered everybody. I'm lucky that I still know how to dish out a decent right hook, or they would have killed me too.
Who were those people?
The bandits. Who else? They took over the bridge up there. They rob everybody who tries to pass the bridge. I knew they were lurking up there, so I passed under the bridge instead. But my cart and my goods must have been too tempting for them. Those scumbags simply jumped from the bridge directly onto my cart. I should have tried to steal past in the night.
That stuff there under the bridge is yours?
The cart, the goods, everything.
Look, I collected some of your stuff for you.
You can keep it. None of it is really of any value to me. The only thing that's irreplaceable are the 3 stone tablets they stole from me.
Stone tablets?
The water mage in town wants to buy them from me, and I promised he'd get them. I must have them back at any cost, or my reputation will be tarnished.
What would a water mage want with them?
He said he was going to study them, and asked me to bring him more.
Where did you get those stone tablets?
I found them near old buildings, such as mausoleums, or sometimes in caves. I've already sold a whole bunch of them to the water mages in town. They're pretty rare down here, though. I found most of them northeast of Corinus.
Why don't you simply go looking for new ones?
During that melee with the bandits, I sprained my ankle. I can still hobble along, but I don't want to walk very far on this foot.
About those stone tablets, I've got some.
Thank you. That's enough. Now I could keep my promise to the water mage in town and then go home at last. I'll pay you for them, of course. I'm going home now. Come with me if you like. Maybe I can sell you a few things that might interest you when we get there.
Wait a minute. Are you a citizen of the town?
Haven't been in ages, boy. There's no love lost between me and the corrupt swine in the upper quarter of Corinus. I used to have quite a bit of influence there, you know, but that was months ago.
You managed to drive back the bandits?
Yes, but I'm sure they're still up there on the bridge.
Can you teach me how to hit hard like that?
Of course I can.
Show me how I can hit harder.
Right. Pay attention. There's a simple trick. When you hit, you don't take strength from your arm, but from your entire body. Turn your hip, bring your shoulder to the front, and stretch out your arm at the same time. If you hit right, you'll notice the difference.
Show me how I can hit harder.
If you want to learn more, you'll need to train hard.
Show me your wares.
I can't sell you anything. All my stuff lies over there, under the bridge, lad. I can only sell you something once I get home.
smart kid.
Somebody wants to know.
I agree with you completely.
And that's the truth.
It's a bad business.
Same old thing all over again.
It's a bad business.
And there's more, believe me.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
There's nothing you can do about it.
I used to say that myself.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He really should have known better.
That's been going on a long time.
I've got...
From now on, keep your paws off stuff that...
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be
I
choosy.
used to say that myself.
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here.
Sooner or later.
That's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
Who to believe these days.
You just have to listen.
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple. We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins. The loser pays the tab and a steak. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
He really should have known better.
Is it really true?
Could I bet on someone else, though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you. Everybody pays the same amount into a pot.
Tell me that.
The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse. Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Tell me that isn't
I've got
true.
somebody who wants to compete against you.
Who might that be?
Never knew that.
Randolph.
Randolph the Braggart. All right, why not? Send the wimp to me and the deal stands. You can pick him up again no more than 2 days later. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be able to stand by then.
That was obvious.
How big is your bet?
That's no secret.
I'm no better off myself.
100.
That's what I like to hear.
I'll take your bet and hold it until the contest is over, all right?
More, believe me.
Do you really believe
Here's my stake.
All right. Don't take too long bringing Randolph here, you hear?
Did anything else of interest happen?
Not that I know of.
I used to say
Nobody
that
tells
myself.
me anything.
That doesn't surprise me.
Been there, done that.
That doesn't surprise me.
No idea, you tell me.
You listen to the wrong people.
You just have to listen.
That's not what I heard.
You don't have to tell me that.
I never knew that.
That's no secret.
It's a bad business.
That will never change.
I never knew that.
You just have to listen.
Oh, they're smashing each...
Not bad.
Never pick a fight with me again.
Oh, my...
Not bad.
Put down that weapon. Not bad at all.
Don't you ever dare attack me again.
But there's...
Not bad at all.
Don't you ever dare attack me again.
You listen to the wrong people.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
How much do you charge for a room?
Give me 50 gold coins for a week.
Not my problem.
All right, here's the dough.
Here's the key. The rooms are upstairs.
Better off
But
myself.
don't get everything dirty. And pay your rent on time. Understand?
I agree with you completely.
Tell me that isn't true.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
The things I could tell you.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
No idea, you tell me.
It's a bad business.
Same old thing all over again.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Can't rely on that.
I know nothing about picking locks.
Tell me that isn't true.
Do you really believe that? That's been known a long time.
Been there, done that.
You listen to the wrong people.
I know nothing about picking
Nobody
locks.
wants to know.
That...
Nobody wants to know.
a bad...
It had to happen sooner or later.
That was obvious all along.
And that's the truth.
I agree with you completely.
No one really wants to hear that.
I'm no better off myself.
That's no secret.
I never knew that.
I've got no time for things like that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Been there, done that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Tell me that isn't true.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I used to say that myself.
I agree with you completely.
Tell me that isn't true. You just have to listen. I've got no time for things like that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Hey, you! I've got to...
So...
See that? I can't help it.
You just have to listen.
Is the beer...
It's not exactly the best, but in these...
I couldn't care less.
He never would have thought thought of that himself.
How's it?
Times of the peoples.
All over again.
Show me
if you can pay.
It had to happen sooner or later.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I'm staying out of it.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Tell me that isn't true.
That's not what I heard.
Tell me that isn't true.
I agree with you completely.
Been there, done that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You just have to listen.
If you can pay.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I used to say that myself.
He never would have thought of that himself.
It had to happen sooner or later.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
And that's the truth.
That's not what I heard.
Tell me that isn't true.
That doesn't surprise me.
And that's the truth.
I'm no better off myself.
That will never change.
You listen to the wrong people.
Can't rely on that. And that's the truth.
It's a bad business.
Been there, done that.
I'm no better off myself.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That was no big deal.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Don't tell me.
Tell me that isn't true.
Will it ever change?
And there's more, believe me.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
You just have to listen.
That was obvious all.
You don't have to tell.
He never would have thought of that himself.
He really
Do you really believe
Hey, you!
I won't let myself be used by anybody, neither the king nor Fat Onar. I fight only for myself.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'm no better off myself.
I used to say that myself.
Is it really true?
And there's more, believe me.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
What do you think? That will never change.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
You don't have to tell me that.
Hey!
That's
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here. And that's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
That will never change.
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up.
These days.
The rules are quite simple.
That's no
We
secret.
take turns or every...
Is it really
Could I
true?
bet?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to everybody, bring me...
I've got
Who might that be?
Randolph.
Ren, send the wimp. You can pick him up again no more than 2... How big?
100.
That's what I like to.
No,
I'll take your bet and hold it until.
Here's my...
All right. Don't take too long bringing Randolph here, you hear?
Easy as that.
That's not what I heard.
I used to say that myself.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Been there, done that.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
Wait a minute. I know nothing about picking locks.
I've still got it.
things I could tell you.
I agree with you completely.
And there's more, believe me.
That's really not my problem.
I couldn't care less.
That's not what I heard.
Same old thing all over again.
I'm no better off myself.
It was a fine mess you got me into. Now I can play lookout for Rookar again.
Really
Why?
my problem.
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
Time.
Tell me that isn't true.
How's it going?
Times have been better. People's purses aren't as...
That was no big deal.
That doesn't surprise me.
You don't have to tell me that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Did anything...
Not that I...
All over again.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
There's more, believe me.
That's really not my problem.
There's more, believe me. Can't rely on that.
But no, he insisted.
Hey, you!
No one really wants to hear that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nobody wants to know.
Hey!
There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing amazes me anymore.
I've got no time for things like that.
He never would have thought of that himself.
No idea, you tell me.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Do you really believe that?
Same old thing all over again.
That was obvious all along.
Hey, you!
Lately, it's gotten a lot more dangers out here, and the field raiders are becoming a real plague.
That's no secret.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
You just have to listen.
That was obvious all along.
No one really wants to hear that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Can't rely on that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
It had to happen sooner or later.